Okay, and we're live. Got a little squirrely this morning trying to figure out how to get this set up. I don't know what happened, but we're live. We're ready. I got my coffee. I hope you got your coffee too. Your coffee. So, I've had I've had great questions about this membership that I've started. And really want to go over a few of the questions that have come to me. If you're sitting on the fence, I hope that this answers any questions that you have because founding membership closes tonight at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, the number one question I got, and this makes so much sense to me, and I don't know why I didn't make it clear on the website or I haven't yet. Um, how long are you locked into this membership? You're not locked in. You join, you're in for that month. You find value, you find that you're able to get a hold of me, which is what my biggest problem, which is what my biggest promise is that I will be there in your corner. You find that to be true. You find value in sharing your wins. You find value in sharing thoughts or concerns that you have during your day at work, and you're getting answers 100% from me while this group is still small because I am keeping it small as founding members because I really want to um, connect with those who have joined. I really want to build a relationship and a level of trust because, first of all, you're trusting me by joining a membership that did not previously exist. You're trusting me that I will provide. That means a lot to me. So, the plan or the hope is that you say, yes, Mike, I'm going to join. You're not locked in. You don't like it, you cancel the next month. And you keep access to um, all of the bonus material, over $3,500 in bonus. That's every course I've created. That's every PDF. That's every document that I've shared on this platform. You keep all of that because that's, in my mind, that's something that I can give you for trying for trying me out with this membership. Um, so, how long are you locked in? You're not locked in. You join for the month, you get a month's worth of value. You decide, you know what? It's not for me, Mike. You cancel your membership. No harm, no foul. This is an opportunity for both of us to get to know each other, to get to work together. And, maybe you've joined for 6 months and you're like, Mike, I really feel like I've gotten the value from the membership. Thank you. I'm going to move on and do this my own way now. Excellent. You got 6 months worth of value. If you join and you're like, yeah, Mike, it's been a year that we've been hanging out and I really feel like you're like a warm blanket, this membership, then you stay. That's as simple as I can make it. Now, next question, and this is also very important. What if I can't make the call? I want this membership to be no pressure. So the plan is that on every Wednesday, of course, life is going to happen to me. Life is going to life, as they say. But every Wednesday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm here. Cameras on. It's considered office hours, meaning jump in if you got a question. If you can't make it, what do you see in the future of this membership? What are you hoping for? Great question. Thank you. I'm going to answer that before I get back to my thought because I just lost that. I don't know if that's ADHD or not, but here's my big plan is I get a handful of members that want to join and that do join. Forget wanting to. Wanting, I want a lot of things, but they do join. I get the opportunity to work with the founding members. Um, but big picture, I'd really like this to be less about me and more about the people in the community being able to share their experiences, both good and bad, being able to share their knowledge, being able to ask their community for help, and somebody in the community saying, "Hey, I've been there. I know what this situation did for me." Try to approach it this way. Try to approach it that way. I wouldn't say something like that, where it's not. It's very much community led. Now, I'm not naive to the fact that when because I've chosen to keep the membership small, most of the heavy lifting comes on to me. The hope is that once, twice, 3 times a week, you pop into the membership, share a win that you got, listen to the podcast. I'm going to be putting up 2 private podcasts per month, roughly about 20 minutes each, talking about a theme of the month. I don't have those pulled up. They're inside that I've been working on them. I'm an old school pen and paper kind of planner. But we'll have themes. But when it's office hours, which is every Wednesday, assuming that's the essentials plan, you jump on here just like you're having a conversation with me now. You're asking me questions. Should you choose the professional level, you get this office hours, but then every other week on Tuesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you'll be delivered a Zoom link, and you'll be able to be on camera. Um, I paused because you don't have to be on camera, but you can be on the call, and you'll be able to chat. Again, at the beginning, for the first 6 months, I is what I see. You and I will be getting on and creating a great lasting relationship. I'll be doing majority of the heavy lifting. My hope is that after 6 months, it's us and maybe 40 other people on this live call. And then should you choose the breakthrough package, that's where you and I, twice a month, 1 hour each, we schedule a time, we walk through what's going on with you and your work environment, your life environment. Not saying that people are coming to me for life advice, but I'm an open book as to how I do things and what I think is right and wrong. So I love being sounding board. So yeah, at each level, you get everything in the previous level. So ultimately, you have a forum where you can share with other managers that is gate kept. What that means is that you're not worried about it being in an open Facebook group where people can just search it and then your name comes up and then maybe your staff member finds it and then they don't like the questions you're asking because they think that you're really talking about them. Awkward. That's not the case. It's on a private forum where we get to chat. You get access to the podcasts. You get access to myself. I want to say you get immediate email support. But what I would prefer is that questions to me can definitely be emailed to me. It can be DM'd me in the platform. But I think what's more important and what's more helpful is that the DMs can be for me, but they would be in the platform so that other people can see and perhaps give input if they feel comfortable, or they can just read what I think and read our chats to each other to help better understand, to help the whole. So in a nutshell, that's what it is. Thank you for the questions. And speaking of questions, if anybody has questions about the membership before it closes at midnight tonight, do jump in. Don't be shy. Is pausing a membership available if needed down the road? And what if the third tier is no longer needed and I just want okay, 100%. So here's, I have to be honest. I have to be straightforward. Is it possible? Yes. Do I know how to do it on my end on the backside? No. Will I figure it out within half an hour? Yes, I will. So let's say you want to, as you had mentioned, maybe you want to get the breakthrough tier where you want to have 2 monthly calls with me one-on-one. Can we do that? Yes. And let's say 3 months from now, you've had 6 one-on-one calls, you've had 12 Zoom calls, which are probably, if you join them, they're probably going to be closer to one-on-one calls. Again, I'm keeping the group very small so that I can really focus on building this out and getting through these questions like you just had. Like, how do I go from a top tier to a lower tier membership? These are all things that I want to work out, and I want to be able to work out individually so that we can have a conversation and I can make sure that your credit card's not getting charged and I don't have 500 people that are trying to do the same thing and I'm all trying to learn and I'm going to pull my hair. Yeah, right. Um, but yes, can you pause it? Yes. Do I know how to do it at the moment? No. But that's the joy. And I'll make sure that your credit card doesn't get charged. I'll make sure that maybe we have an email thread and you send me the email follow up saying, Mike, I want to rejoin now. And we can absolutely work something with that. That's the beauty, in my opinion, of being a founding member is we're building a relationship. Can I foresee myself saying, somebody gets in and when people join the membership, they lock in their price over time, or maybe due to volume, prices will go up. Some of the perks, the free downloads, the benefits may be not there. But the price that you lock in, that's your lock-in price for life. Now, if you're a founding member, my heart says absolutely have more leniency to people jumping in and out, maybe saving their spot. Makes total sense to me right now because, again, I need to appreciate, and I do appreciate the fact that somebody, maybe yourself, has joined me as a founding member, meaning you gave this a shot. You allowed me to have room to grow. You gave me feedback on what I can do to better the membership and the group dynamic for you, but also how I can benefit or help other people grow as well. So absolutely, is there flexibility? Yes. Can you go from one tier to the next tier? Yes. Will I hold your spot if you say, Mike, I need it's a busy time at work. I need the next 2 months. Can we pause it? Absolutely. And that's the benefits of being a founding member, is that I absolutely want to take this time to grow with you, to appreciate you, to figure this thing out. Like, how do I actually do it so that people can join and have these questions that they can be readily answered. So thank you for that question. I hope that helps. And for anybody joining in, please throw questions. If it's after the live stream has ended and you're still in today, put questions in the chat because I will be monitoring this live stream to make sure that I can answer as many questions as possible. Things that I haven't thought of, things that haven't come to me as of yet. So the question I was into answering was, what if I can't make the live calls, Mike? First of all, there is no pressure for you to make a live stream or a live call that I want to put on you. These are very much, especially when it's the essentials. So that's the every week. It's office hours. I'll be sitting here working. I have my chat set up. You have questions. We'll talk about it. I'll enjoy that very much. If you can't make it, but if you can't make it, that's fine. And again, I want to make sure that this is clear. This is starting out. So the group is going to be small. So I believe we're going to have live chats or office hours that don't have any conversation. No questions coming. Will those be recorded and shared? No, absolutely not. Who wants to watch me just sitting here drinking coffee? But you have a question, you put it in the chat. I will be answering it. If you can't make the call and you send me a DM in the platform or you post it on our chat page, then I'll absolutely bookmark that for the next live, which if it's tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow. If it's the following week, we'll jump on it the following week, but you'll absolutely get a response from me. And then let me just follow my notes here. Yes, any questions that come in the chat, I'll answer them. Sorry. Any questions that come or comments, thoughts, wins that come in the forum, I will probably discuss on our private chat, our private feed here. So that, again, there's no pressure to be on a call. Calls again will be at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time on Wednesdays for the chat like we're having right now. If it's a Zoom call and you're on the upper tier, that will also, or sorry, that will be on Tuesdays at noon Eastern time. And of course, if I have something to say, or sorry, if somebody has something, a conversation with me, that will later be posted for the rest of that group to see. But if I'm sitting here and nobody's able to join or feeling the need to join, that's okay. I'm here working on the membership. I'm here working on my YouTube, but you're not going to see me posting that just watching me stare at myself. That's no fun. How can you help those who aspire to be in leadership positions at their company? May those people join as well? Great question. And that's funny because that's the next one. Is this for new or experienced managers? This is for both, and it's for those looking to level up. Let me share a story for you. So I worked prior to my Leadership with Mike YouTube journey. I was working at the international airport. I had put myself because I was a young buck working at the airport, and let's just say I wasn't shy for words. I made my opinions, my thoughts very clear, especially to management. I applied for a position that I was qualified for. This is not like, oh, I know I was qualified. And I also know the people that got the job. 7 times. All 7 times I was denied a promotion. Through that, I learned how to shut my mouth. Not saying that you need to, but I learned what I did wrong. I learned opportunities that how I could show I was ready for the position. I had a conversation with the hiring manager to make it very clear that I was interested, that I would not be applying again because I could only deal with so much embarrassment. And after that conversation, a week later, I was promoted to supervisor. Now, there's a whole lot of story in and around that. But I appreciate the question of, can we join? Yes, you can join. I look at leadership, I look at management, maybe different than others. If you have a family that at home, like I've got a wife and 2 kids. I'm not saying I'm the boss if my wife is watching, but I have to lead my family. I'm the oldest sibling of 3. That comes with a responsibility of leading. So do you have to be in management? Absolutely not. Do you have to want to just level up, take yourself more seriously, take your career more seriously, take life in general more seriously? Not having fun. If you know me, I'm all about being a clown. But there's ways to look at things, there's ways to do things that will benefit you, if not today, tomorrow. And I think with that question, joining today is going to benefit you tomorrow. Maybe you're not ready to apply for a management position, but maybe you're thinking, well, I'd like to be, in the restaurant industry, we had floor walkers. So those are people, every time I say floor walker, I think night walkers, like the Game of Thrones. I think they were night walkers. Anyways, that's a side tangent. But floor walkers. So these people were people that would serve tables, but maybe once a week, they would have the manager's key. They would dress up looking fancy, and they would take on a leadership role. Somebody like that can absolutely benefit from joining this membership because you have questions. Just by chatting with you here, I see that the wheels are turning. You've got questions. Join. That's what that's for. It's so that we can have, this is open on YouTube right now, which I think is great, but it's not going to be open when we're in the membership, when we're having our discussions, our office hours. This is where an opportunity for us to just hang out, just to chat. That's if you're on the essentials. If you're on the professional, we'll jump on a Zoom. Again, I'm keeping the group very small, so the Zoom might just be you and I. And I think that you're not stuck with me for the full hour. Jump in, bring a coffee, have a chat, ask a question, move on with your day. That's my hope for this. And to answer your question in a short answer, absolutely. If you're not prepared or you're not in a management or what you believe is a leadership role, I don't think there's a loss. You don't lose by joining. You gain by gathering the information prior to. Let me see. Is there a way to get hard copies of your offers? Here's the unfortunate truth. No. The only way that we get hard copies is I went and I printed this myself. My wife's a teacher. And I said, can you just bind it so that it looks nice and it stays together? Um, I'm not, I would love to have my stuff published. I would love to be able to say, yeah, let me mail that out to you. I'm not there. And first of all, in my own level, but yeah, that level of organization and getting something is it just hasn't got to me yet. So is it possible in the future? Yes. Self-publishing, thought of that kind of stuff. Maybe this is something that I could do, and that maybe you could order it through Amazon or something. But at the moment, I don't have hard copies. No. But thank you for the question. What do I have for the next question? Oh, this one. This one was interesting. What if I'm an introvert and I don't like group calls? Okay. You do one of two things. You submit well, one of a few things. Um, if you've chosen the professional, you join me on the Zoom call, but you keep your camera off. Of course, I would love to, see who I'm speaking with. But I also think again, it's going to be a small group. If not one-on-one, it'll be 3 people, 4 people. If we really think about people's schedules and their availability and interest in joining the calls. Um, but on the chat, or sorry, in the forum, you can type a question when you have a question. You can lurk from the sidelines and read what other people have asked and my responses, and with any luck, other members' responses. I think that's the most powerful thing. And as I said earlier in this live stream, that my hope is that we get to a place where I'm not the voice. We have a lot of members that share their voice and share their thoughts. Um, Not that I would be saying, "Oh, I'm walking away. This is running itself." Absolutely not. This is my baby. This is something I've put a lot of effort into, and I take a lot of pride in discussing with people. But I think that you have a question, I share an answer, but then we have a couple other people that also give different perspectives. Man, the power of that. So yes, if you're an introvert, join. You're not forced to talk. You're not forced to do anything. The hope is that you are able to contribute however you see fit and that you get some value out of it. I don't want you in here paying a monthly subscription fee and you don't get anything. That makes no sense for anybody. Yes, it makes sense for my wallet. We got to be honest, but I don't feel good about that. I want you to have pure value. I want you to say, okay, I've got a month. I'm on the professional tier. So I've got 2 Zoom calls a month and 4 office hours a month that I can, okay, so I can pick those up when I'm able to. But I also get 2 podcasts where Mike rambles for 20 minutes about the monthly topic. Um, so I can learn from that. Then I've got his courses that I can just pick away at when I'm ready. That's the value that I hope you see. That's the value that I believe I'm sharing. Um, and if that doesn't work for you, you say, adios, Mike. It's been a slice. And that's the transparency I want for this group. If it's not working for you, you don't stay. If you're an introvert and you're afraid, I challenge you to give it a try, because I'm certain you will gain more than your, depending on your level, more than your $20 to $40 worth per month. I strive to be an overachiever, not all the time, but in this, I do. Especially when I'm trying to beat my kids at things, I'm an overachiever. I tell them all the time that daddy's a natural athlete. I don't know that I am. Okay, next question. And please, if you're watching this and you have questions, you're on the fence, now is the time, because Well, now's the time. Um, I'm closing the doors tonight at midnight for founding members. Will they reopen? Absolutely, because I do want to build this up. Will they have the same access to me? Probably not. Maybe on the start as we build, but as a dad, I can't say I've got favorites, but as a founder, I can say my founding members are my favorite. Just putting that out there. Such a clown. Um, but the question, yes, if you have questions, throw them in the chat. But here's a question is what support do I actually get? And at first I'm like, what do you mean? But I thought about it. That's a very good question. So I've summed it up as this. One, no matter the level or tier that you choose, you're getting weekly coaching and Q&A sessions, just like this. That's right off the hop. You got questions? You put it, we chat right here as you're doing. You could probably pull on your headphones and be doing this in your office, at work, educating yourself. Speaking of that, you may also get covered by your employer. Maybe that's wishful thinking, but I know a few people have said if I can provide a receipt, which I can, that they would probably get their employer to cover this. We also get, I feel like the sham wow guy, but wait, there's more. We also will do deep dive themes. So for December, we're talking about changes at work, how to manage change, how to manage expectations, how to set the expectations for when something has to change. How do you change something when you're the new manager and everybody's watching you and they don't want you to change anything because they've made their life very comfortable? That's December's conversation. So I'm working right now on the 2 podcasts, one at a time, obviously. And we open up and we have these chats here. We talk about the podcast. Not only we talk about what it is that you are dealing with, because that's one of the biggest things that I find. You're going to be in something by something. I mean, like maybe something not fun at work. It's going to happen tomorrow. What do you do? The idea is you have me. Listen, I'm not going to be in the chat or in the forum every day, all day, but it is connected to my phone. My phone is connected to my face, and I will be in as soon as I can. But within 24 or 48 hours, you're going to have some sort of response on how to deal with the situation. You get to explain the situation deeper. Try doing that with Google. I can't. I get one question and then let's go. And then it doesn't understand. Well, yeah, but I've got this guy who hates me. Oh, okay. Well, then deal with it this way. I've had people hate me that I've had to manage. It's not fun. Doable. What else do you get when you join the membership? You get the private community. As I said, there are lots. I even had one that was taken over by a scammer. They hacked my, or a hacker, they hacked my account. But there's tons of leadership groups in Facebook, on Reddit. But most of them are public access, or they just let everybody in because it's free and they want to build up their memberships there. I mean, I do too, but this is a private. This has a paywall. You have to pay to get in. Part of doing that means that, like, I'm not promising your identity is private because it could get out if one of your team members were to join, but we would know. You join a Facebook group that has 100,000 members. People aren't all of the same mindset. There's clowns out there looking to sabotage other managers, just thinking that they're funny. Um, so that to me is one of the big perks is I'm paying to join a private community where I can express myself, where I can ask the dumb question and not be treated like I'm the idiot. Be treated as though I'm trying and I can get the help. I don't have to deal with some smartass on a forum that's just there to talk shit. When people invest in themselves, they're not there. They're there to level up. They're not there to bring people down. And if they do, no, I'm just kidding. There's no violence in our club. You also get all my templates, all my scripts, all my tools. That includes a 7-week confidence building course. That includes my 30-day boot camp. That includes the manager's playbook. You get instant access to myself. You can DM me inside the club. And like I said, I'm there. I'm very excited. I'm nervous. I'm not going to lie, but I'm very excited to build this club, to have a network of people that hopefully I can help. But I really want to learn from you as well. How do I learn from you? I'm learning about, maybe there's topics I should make a YouTube video about. A lot of my YouTube videos, most of my YouTube videos, I'm doing research on it. So if I can get somebody's perspective, that helps me immensely. So it's not, it's a very good relationship, I think, where we can have conversations and try to figure out, because it's not, management's simple. It's just not easy to do. You also will have access to a growing resource library, meaning as we continue to go, there's going to be 2 podcasts every month. That means at the end of the month, there's 20, or at the end of the month, at the end of the year, there's 24 podcasts that you have access to on any given day. And you're going to know, oh, this month we talked about this. We talked about leading people that hate us, or leading senior employees, and I'm a junior. I need to go to that episode because I've got a situation right now. You'll have that library available to you. So that's that. I see a question here. I assume you can use all the new skills across different industries. Absolutely. That's the funny thing. People want to, and it's because in my opinion, leadership is not really taught. Like, you can go to school, you can get your MBA, you learn how to manage different things, but leadership is dealing with people. People are the same. I mean, we're all fucking loopy. We're all weird. We're all different. But every work environment deals with people, at least for now, until the AI takes over and then it's the Terminator. But yes, we deal with relationship building, picking up on vibes. That's one thing. I tend not to toot my own horn too hard. And I think that's a lot of people that's my experience. There's a lot of people that are trying to do things, trying to be, make an impact, pick up, we don't toot our own horn. But one thing I'm able to do is I'm able to read people. I'm able to pick up on vibes. And that's what I hope also to share, because that is leadership. Somebody comes to you, red faced, and their eyes are all teary. How are we going to deal with that? Are they going to cry? Are they going to break down? Did they get bad news from you? How do you deal with that? Do you take it back? These are all people questions. That's what leadership is. So it's also why you would want to join, because one of the other questions I've had, and I think I answered this on my webpage, and take note, I haven't been taught how to build a web page. These are all things that I figure out myself, and they work, they don't work. I don't know. We're working on it. But why would I join your membership, Mike, when I have, I've got what is it? The Pro or the Premier Chat GPT. I can talk to chat all day, or I can Google everything. You're absolutely right. And I would say Google gets you some, chat gets you a bit closer. But in my experience, I want to talk to somebody that's done it, or done something like it, or has an understanding, not just information. Like, I want to be able to say, okay, this person, I sat with him and I told him he's being laid off. And, he started crying in my office. I don't know how to deal with that after. I ain't no therapist, I'm just saying, but I've dealt with that. So I can give you the experience that I've had. And again, as we build up the membership, my hope is that more people share their experience as well. I just had that, or I had somebody and they threw a chair. These are all crazy things that happen that I don't know. I feel comfortable with Chat GPT giving me the answer. I use it for a lot, but it's not a person yet. And I say yet tongue in cheek because who knows where this is going. Um, Next question. When are the calls, Mike? Calls will usually be for the chat Q&A Wednesdays at noon for an hour. I'm going to call them their office hours. Basically, I'm here, I'm working, and if you have 5 minutes to jump in on your lunch, jump in, ask a question, say hi. Don't say hi. If you join the professional level, every other Tuesday, I have a Zoom link. You'll be sent it in our forum. Easy calendar to use. Jump on. If there is, as I said this earlier in the video or in the live stream, if nobody joins, I'm not sharing that because again, who wants to just watch me play with my fidget? Nobody. But if there's a question that comes through, that'll absolutely be posted. Maybe edited down just while I'm talking to that person or with about that situation. But so yeah, calls are Tuesdays, Wednesdays at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. If you were to choose the breakthrough level, that or the tier, that gets you 2 one-on-one calls, each up to an hour with myself per month. That we're going to schedule so that makes you. God, I got my tongue out of the way. We're going to schedule that around your schedule. I'll give you a calendar, you book it, done. Easy peasy. Next question. When this one's similar but different to, what support do I actually get? This is what do I get every month? You're going to get 2 to 6 live coaching calls, whether that be on Zoom or chat. Monthly training, implementation tools, private chat and DM access to me and others in the group. I need a sip of coffee because my brain's fogging up. I was thinking, imagine somebody. I'm not much of a drinker, but every time I have my coffee, I'm like, imagine somebody's like, this is just you can see coffee. It's not a pot of whiskey. I don't know. I saw somebody else drinking coffee. I'm like, is that coffee? The other thing that you're going to be getting, and this is once we get, and I haven't determined what the number of members would be. Again, we're keeping it very small to get started so that we all get comfortable with it. It's we, as in me, because I gotta. There's only so much I can do on the back end without anybody in the membership to figure out what works best. And then, of course, being able to chat and hear your thoughts. But I want to have guest sessions. There's a lot of experience to managers, leaders, authors that are in my network, especially now, being part of an AI startup. I've got some Google mentors that I think I could get on a call that would be, I think, very impressive. Not like, oh, they're Google, but they would have good thoughts and ways of doing stuff because our team went down to the Google head office here in Toronto and they gave us a work day where we had like their head of product sit with us for an entire day and just drill us with why are you doing this? Why won't you do that? Not giving us answers, but really helping us open our minds with what we need. So that's also part of what we will be getting at some point. But I don't think I put that on the page because I'm not sure when. So I don't want to make promises that I can't fulfill. And you're like, oh, Mike, I didn't want to just see you. I want to see other people. We're not there yet. This question is a big one. And we touched on it earlier. What if this isn't for me? What if I don't like it? What if I don't have time? Well, if you don't have time, I would suggest maybe that's a different problem. Huh? But if you don't like it, you cancel. That's it. You're not locked in. I don't have, if I don't have them at the moment, but 1-year membership, well, that'd be different. But this is month to month. You find value, you stay. You find no value, let me know. I would love to know why you're leaving. It's not mandatory. It's not an exit interview. Like you just quit or I'm firing you. but I would love the opportunity not to convince you to stay, but to really learn if there's something that I could bring to the to the membership to add more value, or if something's amiss. I would love that conversation, but really, no drama, no guilt, no tricks. We move on. I think that's the best. It's not a marriage. We're not stuck in this till death do us part. You don't see the value anymore. Easy peasy. We move on. So that's the questions that I've gotten, that I've received so far. Um, if I've missed anything, put them in the chat here, even after, because I'll be able to go back and answer them after you've posted them. Um, if you go to I didn't even, what a dummy. If you go to, so I'm not a negative person, but sometimes I tell myself I got to kick myself in the butt. Go here. This is where you can, let's pin the message. Pin, beautiful. Go. That's the page if you're considering joining the Better Boss Club. Go there. There's more information there, but there's also near the bottom, you can email me directly. If you're on the fence and time's ticking down, hit me up. Ask me for stuff. Ask me clarifying questions. Um, I'm I'm here for you. If you join, I'm here for you. But to get you in, I'm an open book. If I don't think I can do what you need done, I'll be honest with you. Um, you say small, but you say like 200 for a start to keep it more comfortable. So, are we talking about small as in how many members will be in this membership? Answer me that. Because if that's the case, in my mind, I want 10 people. I want it that small. Um, where again, a lot of the heavy burden, it's not a burden, but the work is on my shoulders. So you have a question. My hope is that you put it in our community chat. I jump in, I share my opinions, my thoughts, my feelings about that question. We chat back and forth, just like a regular social platform, except for it's just for people like us, the good people, the hard workers. Um, will the club eventually get to 200? I can see that. I hope for that, um, because at that point, it's less, and this is really my end goal. It's less about me sharing my ideas, and it's more we get the community. So if I can have someone like yourself in the community asking questions, sharing, you know, trials and tribulations that you're going through, sharing wins, and other people in the community are able to jump on and have conversations with myself in there as well. I just got chills. That's the big goal. But as founding members, 10. 10 is what there's a few that are more that might, if they choose to join, that they'll get in because I know them from YouTube and they've been supporters from day one. But my personal door is closing at when we get to 10 members. Again, it's very small. It's very personal. Um, for myself, it's quite vulnerable because I'm learning and I'm building this in public, so to speak. Um, so I want to be able to uh, help you. I want you to say, Mike, there's a problem with my platform and I can't log in. And I'm going, oh my goodness. Okay, at least I know this person because they're only one of 10. I can email you and say, is this working? Is that working? If I've got 200 people from the day one and something that people can't get through, I'm going to lose my mind. So I think it's a win-win for keeping this quite small. So yes, okay, good. I'm glad that was the question. That's what I thought it was. So yes, it is to be very small by design. But yeah, that's that. I'm gonna hang out here. I got my coffee. I'm good for any questions that people have. I'm good for discussing how we're doing on this membership. Ba-ba-bum. Oh, would you look at that? Somebody joined. Was it you? Um, that's fantastic. It's fantastic. Okay. And then I got a spam email. I don't. Can I tell you, if you're gonna spam somebody, know what they do. I'm not Startup Ignition. I'm Leadership with Mike, bruh. So that's deleted. All right. So, what can you also expect, or what you can also expect, is um, starting tonight as I close things down in terms of shutting the doors. Um, I'm sending everybody a personal YouTube link where I want to introduce myself formally. Um, I want to that gives me a name, not just an email to know to go by. Um, and yeah, I'm really excited for this. Um, I'm hoping to get through the first week without getting kicked in the teeth too many times because I know there's going to be gaps. There always is when you start something new. You just start a new job. This is me starting a management job in front of the founding members. So, what does that mean? Well, you're going to see Mike deal with stress. You're going to see Mike deal with things that aren't working. You're going to see Mike dealing with his team that are having technical issues, that have questions, and I'm going to be fixing them all as we go. So I think this will be a great experience. I'm looking very much forward to it. Um, yeah, I appreciate those who have been on the chat. Of course, I'm glad to see you join. I saw a few people join. I'll be finding the who and the what and the when and the where very soon. Um, but yeah, I appreciate the opportunity to clarify these outstanding questions. Um, and if it works for you, that's right on. If it doesn't work for you, that's right on too. Am I stopping YouTube? No. My intention is to continue. Uh, the volume is going to be down. I think I was doing for this launch. I was doing quite a bit, but my videos were 3 videos a week. That might go down to 1 or 2 videos a week, just because obviously, I assume this would be obvious. I want to put my time and my effort into the community and those who have joined the membership. Um, so YouTube might not be less of a priority. I just won't be as able to publish as much, which I think is a good thing too, because you know what they say. What's the distance makes the heart grow fonder. I had it in my head and it left, and then it came back. But yes, so if you have any questions that I didn't answer, put them in the chat here or go to the link that I've pinned at the top for the Better Boss Club. You can go through the landing page, and if something's amiss, at the bottom of that page, you have a form you can fill out. It goes directly to me, nobody else. It's me. When I respond, it's me. And I'll answer everything that I can and do the best I can to make it make sense. So hopefully you're digging what I'm putting down, and I'll see you either in the club or I'll see you back here on YouTube. Okay, ciao.